Hey there, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at the new comic books I got in for the week. So starting off, we've got the new DC Connect. So this is the catalog of everything DC Comics has coming out in December. And then we've got the IDW catalog and the Marvel Previews catalog, which are, the same thing for those different companies. And again, these are a little more important now since there's no physical previews catalog anymore. So moving on to Batman Day, I've got some stuff that I pre-ordered before the event, and so I didn't pick these up at the comic shop for Batman Day. These are things I had ordered in, and so I just got them, now the following week. So this is the new 20th anniversary edition of Batman Hush. I really wanted to pick this one up because the original version of this has this same cover that the Compact Comics edition does. And this has got the crazy cover with the bandages going up Batman's nose, which drives me crazy. And I don't know why Jim Lee thought that was a good idea. But I have a few different versions of this already, but again, I did want this. So it's a nice hardcover edition here. And it's, got all the original story in it, but it does include the new epilogue that was exclusive to the 20th anniversary edition. I don't think the Compact Comics version has it either, which came out after this. So it's kind of nice having that here. And then there's, covers and sort of breakdown of each issue and things like that in here. So again, something I really wanted, and this is the Batman Day exclusive version. Then I've got the shiny foil edition of Absolute Batman #1 that was produced for Batman Day, and then the blank cover. And then we've got the Batman Year 2 foil cover. So I guess this is to promote the DC Finest collection that's coming out. So it's kind of weird that it's the Batman Year 2 storyline, but this is the full circle cover that Alan Davis did. So they're kind of reappropriating it for this book here. Moving on to the regular books for the week, we've got Detective Comics number 1101. Again, it's a new story with Tom Tyler, so looking forward to that. Then we've got the second issue of Immortal Legend Batman. And so I got the regular Dan Mora cover here, and then I got the Michael Cho variant cover. I really like Michael Cho. I wouldn't necessarily have thought of him for this book. So this is like a much more sort of Japanese anime kind of forward story, and I kind of think of him as more like retro old school kind of artist, but I think this is a great cover that he did, so I wanted to pick it up. Then we've got the Summer of Superman still going on, and so we've got issue 30 here, continuing the Legion of Darkseid story. And then like we had last week, we've got some more corner box variants by Dan Mora. So this is the variant cover for number 30, and it features the corner box art here that Dan Mora has done for the Superman line of comics. So I've picked those up. And then here's the Superman Unlimited. And then we also got another variant cover for Superman Unlimited number 5 by Mark Spears. And so we have this one. We've got Flash 25 and Wonder Woman number 25. And so these are all based on the old DC trading cards from the early 90s. So I was really looking forward to these when they were announced, but they've kind of changed up the format of this a little bit, and honestly, it's kind of driving me crazy. I really like Mark Spears' art. I like his Monsters trading cards that he did, and I would assume he is a fan of these if he's doing this. But just to kind of show what I'm talking about here are some of the original cards from back in the day. So, you can see they're obviously following the format. We have this sort of triangular DC Comics logo in the corner, and we've got Wonder Woman up here instead of like Earth's Mightiest Heroes or Villains or whatever. But we've also got a different border, which is really kind of what I'm being a stickler about here. So all the cards, as you can see here, had a gray border on them originally, and that's definitely like a trait of this original series. Now all of these have had colored borders, which some of them were solicited with gray borders too, so I expected them to look like the cards. And then this is what they have instead. And they have this sort of distressed, borders to them too and that kind of thing, which, I don't know, I could take or leave that. But I really wish it just kind of followed closer to the format of the original trading cards. Because I'm like, if you're referencing that, just reference it. If you're not, what are you doing? Then we have the second issue of Archie versus Minor Threats. I read the first issue of this and really liked it. Again, I'm a fan of the Minor Threats books. I was kind of wondering how would they incorporate Archie into this world, and so it's everybody from Riverdale taking a field trip to Twilight City. So yeah, the first issue was pretty good, so looking forward to that. Then we have the next issue of Quick Stops, Kevin Smith's anthology book. Then we've got the foil cover of Star Trek The Last Starship. Again, another Michael Cho cover I had to have here. I'm not getting a lot of Star Trek books right now, so looking forward to seeing how this is. Then we've got the first issue of the new Twilight Zone series. And this is written by Dan Waters, who's been writing Batman Dark Patterns, which I love. It's a great series going on right now. If you're a Batman fan, you should definitely be picking that up. And it's about to wrap up, too. Then we've got some more Mark Spears here with Mark Spears Monsters number 7. Again, I'm really liking this book. It's been a lot of fun. The only downside is there's just one more issue. So I think issue 8 is the last issue of this series, and then it should be wrapping up. I don't know if there's plans to continue the book past that. I feel like you got a lot of characters and a lot of story you could still do with this, but we'll have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully, if nothing else, we get another volume of it. And so I got one more thing in, and that is this here. So this is New Fun Comics, and this is a reprint of the first comic book that DC ever produced. So this is something I really wanted to get. It's been reprinted before and things like that, but I really wanted to get this big facsimile edition of this. Can barely fit it on screen here. Yeah, this is a book that I've never seen in real life. Way out of my price range, if I ever did find it. But yeah, just really had to have this just for the sort of historical value behind it. And the bummer is, I do mail order for my books, and this one got really kind of jacked up. I'm not sure how well that's showing up, but it got pretty wrinkled up in the shipping of it, so I'm not crazy about that. Again, cover price is $10 on this book, so I'm not too happy about that. So I'm going to try to find a replacement for this. Because again, this is something that, I'm never going to own the real thing. I really want a nice copy of this for the collection. So this is something I'm going to have to get a replacement for, or try to track down or something to get a nice copy of this. But other than that, that's what I got this week. Did you get anything good? Let me know in the comments below. And thanks for watching. If you'd like to follow me on social media, I'm on Twitter/X at Detective651. Also on Instagram at Detective651. Be sure to check out my t-shirt store at tpublic.com/user/Detective651. I've got a lot of nerdy designs on there, and there's sales all the time, so check it out frequently.